So what you're watching right now is me studying for my final exams. So that's what I'm going to be building, the dormitory. Hello everybody, my name is Tommy. Here I am from Tommy's Puppet Lab. Hi. Okay, so no, that's not me. I'm actually the Charmander with the red bandana. So this is Red Band Game, aka Tommy from Tommy's Puppet Lab. Be sure to check out Tommy's Puppet Lab on my main channel, and Puppet Master Academy. Be sure, I want to have you as a student. But anyway, all that aside, I'm going to be building a quick map here. This map only took 6 hours, would you believe? 6 hours. And this is a kind of a speed build is what I'm doing. I want to see how fast I can make my college dorm. Yeah, that exact same dorm that I stayed in when I was in college. So that's what I'm going to be building. I won't be building the college. That'd be way too much work. Yeah, but I will be building the dorm that I stayed in. And yeah, so enjoy the build. So I'm going to start off with, I'm just going to start off with one unit here, the main unit here, and do the floor plan. Alright, so I got the floor plan, gonna add the doors, and the bedrooms were quite small. Not this small, but I will be making some adjustments here, but I'm gonna start getting the doors on in here. And Bella says hi, by the way. Okay, I'm already gonna start throwing in some furniture in here, the beds. Yeah, this dorm is actually really small, so I'm gonna fix that. Okay, so that's I think I got the size just about right here. And yeah, so I'm furnishing both bedrooms here. And I had a roommate, and my roommate was a chef. He was in culinary, so I doubt he's watching this, but if he is, hi Justin. And it's been a long time since I saw him. It's just yeah, we actually became pretty good friends. And yeah, actually we were very close friends when we were in college. I haven't heard from him in a long time. But anyway, yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out how the wall works, because it's been so long since I've been there. But yeah, the wall was they did not allow you to make holes in the walls, but there was one wall you were allowed to, and they were all wood planks. You can put holes in there if you wanted to. Okay, now I'm gonna start building some furniture. The same kind of furniture that I had in college. I mean, in the dorm. I'm using all the references that I have. I don't have very many pictures of me in college, surprisingly. I should have, but I don't. Right, Bella? Okay, so now I'm gonna start working on the living area. I'm trying to figure out where the doors go because we had a TV there. Yeah, my roommate provided the TV. I didn't have one. Yeah, I mean, I did get one for Christmas. I actually sincerely regret that, but I did actually end up pawning it, and I did actually upset my parents doing that, so that is something I do. That's a regret that I lived with, but I mean, I was a college student and I needed the money at the time. So, yeah, I mean, we all do things we regret, but he did provide a TV, and, I mean, I did actually get in trouble one time because I was watching TV through my roommate's window. It's kind of like a creepy stalker. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. But then I eventually did actually get caught, and I explained the situation, and they determined that I was not a threat. Then they actually ended up giving me a TV because they actually felt bad for me. So that was pretty cool. The college actually gave me a free TV. It wasn't a great TV, but it worked, and that's all that mattered. And I had one in my room, so that was really cool of them. But yeah, I mean, I did get in trouble. There was another time I got in trouble when I was in college, but I didn't really get in trouble. But the fire alarm went off because the kitchen started smoking, and then when there was a little fire sensor, I got frustrated with the thing, and I ended up hitting that thing just to try to shut it off. And yeah, that was not the best thing I've ever done because the whole building went off with a fire, and then the fire trucks came. Oh boy, that was stressful. But they understood the situation, and they said, you know, these things happen. I don't know how I ended up getting away with that, but yeah, I was college was very stressful. I was a stressed college student. Always, as you can see in the first video clip there, I was a very stressed student. I did not enjoy studying. I mean, I did good. I did well in college. I passed everything with decent grades. I even ended up in the list of honors on the honor roll on the over 85 club in a semester. Because I was studying zoology, and then a good chunk of it was ornithology, which was birds, and I just nailed that class. If you know me, I love birds. Birds are a passion of mine. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, that is a WWE screen. That was another part of my college days. My roommate brought over a TV, and we watched World Wrestling Entertainment, Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. We hardly ever missed. Hardly ever missed a show. And then we even watched hockey too. I was never really into hockey, but he got me into hockey. I even picked my own team. I picked San Jose, and he was into Anaheim. And we would always gloat and brag and say, ha ha ha, the Sharkies have beat Anaheim, how's it feel? Ha ha. You know, we were like that. Those were the good college days, watching World Wrestling Entertainment and hockey, and we had actual college time. We weren't drinkers though. I actually didn't really drink. I guess I could have, but no, I thought of it more. I didn't really want to accidentally erase any brain cells, from alcohol or whatever. So, because I wanted to do well, and I didn't really want to spend money on stupid things like alcohol or whatever. Because my parents trusted me with you know, with a good with good funding that they had saved their entire lives, and I didn't want to blow that. I wanted to make myself proud. I wanted to make them proud. So, but yeah. Anyway, I mean, I did go to some fundraising events, like Ducks Unlimited chapters. I was a member there, and yeah, I actually even ended up donating something for that, and I got a tax receipt. I can't remember what it was that I donated. But yeah. I actually did have fun with those, and yeah, there was the, oh yeah, and I was also a member of the Ducks Unlimited Chapters Club, so I did get involved with some extracurricular things. I even played squash ball, or not squash ball, racquetball, or no, squash, yeah, there it is, yeah, I even, got together with a couple of fitness instructors and kind of made friends with them, and then we ended up playing squash. I actually enjoyed that. So yeah, I mean, I did actually have a decent social time, but most of my time was studying and trying to get good grades and getting my homework done, because I took my college education very seriously. I mean, I was pretty, I mean, I guess I should have loosened up a little bit more, but you know, I wanted to do well in college, because I was the kind of person who didn't really take, you know, elementary and junior high school that seriously. I mean, that is until I lost my brother in 2004, but then about a year after that, I really started working on my grades, and I really put in the effort, and the teachers have all noticed that, and they definitely noticed, and they told me, they acknowledged my efforts, and then yeah, I wanted to do well. I wanted to be a better person than I was before. So yeah, anyway, and then living out in college, far away from home, that was a whole different experience, and yes, I did get homesick quite a lot. Okay, now I'm gonna start adding the counters and the pantries, the cupboards. Yeah, it was a pretty small compact, but this is actually bigger than a lot of places. We lived in a handicap suite for handicapped people, because I had a disability. I needed a special fire alarm system. The lights, basically what it was, that the bed would shake. It had a shaker in the bed, and then basically the bed would shake if the alarm went off, so I would know, because I'm hard of hearing. I sleep without my hearing aids in, and that I can't hear anything when I'm sleeping, hardly hear anything, which I see, to me, is a perk. I mean, imagine being able to sleep with pure silence. I see that as a blessing, and not every disability is a curse. I mean, some disabilities can be seen as a blessing, and that's how you should look at your disability. You should look at some of the blessings from that, and that's one of them that I have. Another blessing that I absolutely took advantage of my whole life is being able to mute everything. I have a mute button on my hearing aids, meaning I can shut them off, and I've used it on my boss multiple times. You wouldn't believe how many times I've used it on my boss when I was working at my old job. No, he was a tyrant. He was a narcissist. He was terrible. He was a horrible person. So I actually ended up shutting him off because I got tired of putting up with this crap. So anyway, that's a blessing that I've lived with. But anyway, there was another thing that I had there was a flashing light system. So the whole apartment would flash. I have a flashing light if the fire alarm went off. So that way I have a visual if there is, a fire emergency. And yes, it did flash when I accidentally set it off. So anyway, but I didn't. There were no charges or anything. They just understood that the stressful situation, and then but they said it happens more often than you think. That's what they told me. That being said, a handicap suite is twice as big, so people with wheelchairs can move around easily. It had wider halls, and then you could look out at they could see out of every window. But yeah, I did actually have one person on a wheelchair. I think he was in engineering. He was pretty cool. Like he was really smart, very smart kid. So, well, not kid, smart guy. But yeah, so that's what kind of a couple of stories to share with you. And right now I'm adding the drawers and everything. You won't be able to open them, they're just there for looks. But yeah, you'll be able to see what this place looked like. Oh yeah, another college story here. I did actually have one roommate I did not like. And yeah, he was in his room most of the time, but thank goodness for that. But he never helped out with anything. Never did. I did all the cleaning, and yeah, no, we didn't like each other. Let's just say that. And yeah, so, and then at the end of the year, he actually ended up moving out without saying anything. He just leaves a note and saying, "Please return these keys to the residence office assistant." What? Okay. But I actually, I did actually find a couple of library books that he hadn't returned. Well, guess what? I actually ended up hiding those library books so I can rack up his library fees. Yep, that's what I did. I hid those books just to rack up his fees. Yeah, screw him. Yeah, no, he was, I didn't like him. Just say it was one of those toxic college roommate relationships we had. Oh boy. However, thankfully, next semester, my culinary roommate moved back in, which was great because he was the one I got along with best. Okay, now I am going to start adding all the light fixtures. So, some of you might be wondering, well, why do I want to recreate a place where a lot of stress was in my life? Well, there were some good things that happened. Honestly, when I was in college, this is actually when I first started getting into art. And so my art journey actually started in college here, and actually in this room. I actually drew I actually started off with drawing first, and yeah, and then I started posting these drawings, and then I started building my art community. So this is where my art journey started, and this is what I did with a lot of my time. I worked on my art, and my free time I would draw, and then I actually was quite a bit of a photographer as well. I had my camera here, my good camera, my Canon XSI is what I had. I even took some moon photos and a picture of the sun out there with the bright filter. Don't ever do that. Never look at the sun through a telescope. That's a bad idea. No, scratch that. That's a horrible idea. So don't do it. Yeah. So this is ultimately where my journey through art began. Okay, now I'm just gonna start adding all the siding on the outside of this. I'm just gonna use some wooden planks. That's what I'm gonna use, because this is kind of what it looks like. The college, the residents have changed. I mean, the college is always changing. They're always changing. The college. They're always keeping. It is a very nice college. I was at Lethbridge College, in case you didn't know, and he had a brand new Cousins building for environmental science students, brand new. And then I was actually the first set of students to actually use that place, so it was really nice. He had a really nice. They had a nice Hubbard collection of taxidermied animals that were really well preserved. So basically, yeah, that's so if there's some people would bring in some dead wildlife that they would, let's say they accidentally get hit by a car or died from natural causes and such, then they will take them in and display them in a very tasteful manner. And they had a very nice display of them, and those taxidermied animals are used to educate students, conservation officers, future conservation officers. They're used for a higher purpose. They are used so that we can learn about them, so that we can help them and make the world a better place. That's just how I see it. So, all the deceased animals are given a higher purpose, and they're not gone in vain. Okay, so now that I have the first unit done, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to duplicate these and stack them. I'm going to make a 6 of them. They're all going to have the exact same layout, but I'll probably put different things in them. But yeah, this is a really good way to make an apartment building fast. This wasn't really an apartment, it was a residence dormitory. So there, boom. Now what we need to do next is just kind of add the steps, and yeah, so I'm just gonna add the concrete walkway, and then I'm gonna add the I gotta add the deck out on so that you can actually get onto the second floor. looking good. Looking very good. Yeah, so I've got the, unfortunately the footage got cut when I was adding the stairs and the railing, but I mean, that's a small loss. I got pretty much all of it now. Anyway, that's what it looked like, pretty much. There were stairs that take you up to the second floor. So I realized I didn't add the lights to the bathroom. I'm gonna do that. Alright, so now let's get that parking lot in. And we're gonna start adding some of the greenery. We're gonna have some fun with the terrain editor tool. Alright, so now I'm going to draw in the coolies. I already added the background. It had a coolie. There was actually only one coolie skybox, so I'm using that. And yeah, I think there's a bit of a cityscape in the background. I don't know, I can't. Anyway, so I'm using the terrain editor, and I'm just going, basically I'm just going to fill, and then I'm going to just smooth everything down and make hills. And then there was a river down those coolies called the Old Man River. And yeah, Lethbridge was pretty famous for the Old Man River. And it's a beautiful place. I went hiking down there many times. Okay, this is a photograph I took of the coolies, and you can kind of see the Old Man River. Yes, I took this picture. It was my first HDR picture I've ever taken. And actually the only one I ever turned out, because all my other ones did not. So anyway, that's what it looked like. Okay, now I'm just carving a channel down here, and I'm gonna add the river. And then there were actually two benches out just on top of the hills, and it was a really good place for them too. Remember that me and my roommate actually used to go out here and just chat you know, just to get out of the place. I remember one time, oh my goodness, yeah, he was kind of stressed over it because his hockey team sucked. Okay, I'm just gonna say it right now. His hockey team was not doing well, and he was watching he was always checking the scores. He was the kind who always kept the scores on his computer screen so he can go check it. And then his team lost again. I think it was really critical for the playoffs. He took his MP3 player and he smashed it onto the ground. He smashed his MP3 player to the ground. I said, okay, buddy, let's just go out for a walk. He said, good idea. I'll come with you. So he actually, and we would even come out here at night as well. It was really nice. And we would just come out here and just cool off, just chat, you know, just talk about whatever, share our life stories. We had really good conversations, So yeah, I wonder what he's up to now. He's married, as far as I know, and he's got 2 fur children. And by fur children, I mean 2 small dogs. So yeah. Anyway, that's from the last time I heard from him. Okay, now it's time to fill in the channel with water. With cool, clear water. My dad, see, I was always stressed out about this. There were 2 classes I did not like. Soils and waters. Gosh. I mean, I think the problem was the instructors that I had. I mean, the soils instructor, I mean, he wasn't, I mean, he would, I liked him as a person overall, but as an instructor, he was so technical. He had a hard time simplifying things in a language I can understand. That was the big problem. So soil and the waters, and I did not like the waters instructor at all. He would lose his cool so many times, and he would, I'm not mentioning names, but I did not like him. Yeah, those good old college days. That was me for ya. Stressed out. I was a stressed student, like I said. Always stressed. However, here's me on some field trips that we were on. The field trips, honestly, were some of the best parts. We got to travel different places, like to British Columbia, and I think one of my favorite ones was the old growth forest. Look how big those trees were. They were so humongous. The biggest trees I ever seen. Oh, and we even got to see the salmon in the river, where the salmon would migrate. There's pictures of the salmon there. I love that. And I thought it was really creepy. I actually camped out here. All these trees had faces on them. They were creepy. They were really creepy faces. Yeah. Imagine sleeping around those things. I did. Actually, everybody else slept in the cabin while I voluntarily slept outside with all those creepy trees. Okay. Alright. Now, anyway, so I'm going to be adding some of the characters. Just some, not all. Most of the Five Nights at Freddy's characters will not be on there. Maybe I might add Plush Trap and a little bit or something, but for the most part, we're just going to keep it simple. There's definitely 3 I'm going to be adding for sure in the room I stayed in. Now I gotta add Charmander and Piplup to the room I stayed in, because this was the time when Piplup became officially my favorite Pokemon. I was playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time. And this is what I did in the evening. I would play this game, and I chose Piplup as my partner. And yeah, he's been my favorite ever since. So, I met Piplup in college. This is when the whole Charmander and Piplup thing all began, in college. So I gotta have these two, and then since it was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I'm adding Wigglytuff to this dorm as well. Okay, so I think I'm ready to start testing this, and when I was testing this, I've been having some real problems with the doors. Let's, okay, we're gonna do a test here. Alright, and we're just spawning onto the map, and yeah, I've been having problems with the original doors, so I actually ended up. Welcome to my college dorm. So this is about where I stayed. Okay, I anchored them, so you can't open the doors. That's a problem. So, but yeah, I've been having too many problems with the doors, so I added fake ones so you can walk through them. Cause to heck with it. I don't know why, but the ones that swing open, it just does not always work for me. Oh, I forgot the mirrors are gonna add. Alright, just doing another test. Just gonna explore this map real quick here. So yeah, you can now walk through the doors instead of having to swing them open, because that was just not working. I got tired of dealing with the doors. Alright, so it looks like everything looks exactly the way I remember it. It almost feels like I'm going back to college again. There's Gengar. He has dialogue, but it looks like the ceiling blocked it, so I'll move him out of the way. And you can lie on the bed. Oh, yeah, there's a gap between the doors. I'll get that fixed. Anyway, yeah, so you can walk up these stairs. This is what it looked like. Yeah. So I might add some more. Yeah, see, there's the dialogue there. So I might add some more characters later on. Who knows? Maybe I'll give the Five Nights at Freddy's puppets their own dorm. Wouldn't that be something? Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. But I kind of wanted to just keep this map kind of simple-ish. There's the bully. Yeah, I got all the Baldy characters in here. Well, most of them. I didn't put the principal in. I probably could. Maybe Mrs. Pomp. Yeah. Alright, so I'm actually gonna furnish. Oh, and there's Baldy, making sure that you're working on your thesis statement. Don't forget to do your stats assignment. I did not like stats. I had a very difficult well, he wasn't a bad guy. I mean, he was a really cool guy, but I found him really hard to understand. So that ended up being my worst class. Oh yeah, and Flowey's always says something bad about me. That's just like him. No, there's the benches. I'll have to add some seats to those. Make sure that you can actually sit on those. And yeah, kind of what the experience was like when you went out there. And you could just walk down the coulees. There's Chocobo. Yeah, and then you can go for a swim in the river, the Old Man River. This is not an accurate representation of the Old Man River. But if you keep swimming, you'll be able to see walleye and perch. Of course, they are both together as a duo, as they are supposed to be. There's Mr. Taurus. You click on him, he'll say something profound. I'm going to have him on every single map. There's Baldy. Baldy, get away from the window. But that kind of represents the story of when I got in trouble for looking through someone's window. But I was actually just watching their TV. I think I was looking at the sports update or something. At the scores. But anyway, it's funny. It's funny now, but I don't do that anymore. Alright, so I'm gonna actually add some more things to the dorm I stayed in. Whoops, I just slipped right through the rails. And that's the poster that I had. The Raptors of Saskatchewan. The Beautios. Yeah. I remember this poster. I got this at the Chaplin Nature Center. I actually have a video of the Chaplin Nature Center. It's kind of embarrassing, so I haven't really shown it yet. So, but yeah, my Fabrice channel might post that sometime. So I'm happy to put that back up on here. Oh, and then there's some drawings that I made when I was working on art. There's Web Woods, my favorite level from Donkey Kong Country 2. That is from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I drew these basically when I was in college. Peekaboo is Gengar and Pikachu, and that's my first drawing I've made on digital art. Spat Attack from Hamtaro, Ham Heartbreak. I loved Hamtaro. Big Hamtaro fan. Yeah, such a wholesome show. Okay. Alright, and that's pretty much what my dorm looked like. It's almost as if I'm actually there right now. Except I didn't have the Charmander and Piplup. I just put that in there just because it's kind of symbolic. Yeah, I have a floating part in the air. I'll just delete that. Alright. Okay, well, be sure to check out the link in the description below if you want to check out my the place where I lived. This map might be updated with more characters in the dorm, so I won't show that here, but there you go. That's the dorm that I stayed in. Well, thank you so much for watching. I better get back to work on the computer. I have editing to do. What an appropriate place I'm at right now. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Oh, be sure to check out Tommy's Puppet Lab, Puppets Guild, and Charity Guild as well. And Puppet Master Academy. Okay. Okay, so I just realized that the carpet was not blue. It's supposed to be gray. So I changed the carpet. And the blanket, I'm not happy with. I want to actually have the same blanket I've had for years. I think since 1995.
The American robin turns an everyday backyard bird. And this is not a robin, I don't know why that's on there. Well, whatever the heck that is. Some weird duck or I don't know. Who put these out here? Anyway, this is the American robin, and let me explain to you how they survive the winter.
Okay, Bella, you want to say something? Say something. Okay, Bella says bye.